Xiaomi Redmi Note 11 has a lot of things going for it. First of all, it has great 6.43 inches AMOLED screen with 90 Hz refresh rate, and it goes up to 1000 nits of peak brightness. So that's crazy for this price range. We are talking about 150, sorry, more like 180 euros phone. And the rest of specs is not bad either. It has a Snapdragon 680. It's a 4G chipset. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM or 6, and you can pair it with 64 or 128 gigabytes of internal storage. It has decent design with IP53 dust and splash resistance. It has stereo speakers, 3.5mm audio jack, infrared port. Its 5000 milliamp battery is charged with 33 watts fast charger, and it charges it up to 100% in about an hour. So that's great. There's a 50 megapixel prime sensor with a f1.8 lens. It also has 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and it has 2 megapixels macro and 2 megapixels depth sensor. I will talk about camera later. As for the software, it is based on Android 11 combined with Xiaomi's miui 13. It's been love-hate relationship with this software for me for the last few years. I was greatest fan of miui a few years ago, but then since I believe 10 or 11 they just became too buggy for me, and I couldn't make myself use it as daily driver. And now when I use 13, I think the things are getting better. Okay, so it's feature rich software. It has many options, but they are not all well implemented. Okay, so let's say it has great always on display with a lot of options, a lot of possibilities to personalize it, but it is not real always on display because it lasts only for 10 seconds after you tap it. So stuff like that is crazy for me. There's also stuff like let's say when you want to install any app from any other source that is not Play Store, it just bugs you every time to wait for 10 seconds until you can choose to accept to install that app, and you have to accept that you understand the risk of it. Sometimes I think Xiaomi treats us like we are children, and it just doesn't make its software serious enough for us. As for the performances, everything is silky smooth. My model is 4 gigabytes model, okay, and it works great. I was impressed how good 4 gigabytes phone can run today. It's not choppy, it's not laggy, it doesn't crashes, it doesn't lag. I don't know, it's like, I would say it has at least 6 gigabytes of RAM, but it doesn't. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, okay? So yeah, that way you can see that hardware and software are well optimized together. Okay, now I didn't try any games on this phone. As I said, I'm not a big gamer, but I'm probably, you can play PUBG on some normal settings and stuff like that. You should be probably, it's very capable CPU. It has 8 cores, 4 of them are at 2.4 gigahertz, and 4 of them are at 1.9 gigahertz, so you should be good. The GPU is Adreno 610, and that's actually pretty decent GPU for casual gaming. As for the camera, I have to put a little disclaimer on it. To have good results from this camera, I would recommend you to use gcam. Of course, I will put later some samples on it, how it compares gcam to stock cam. Stock cam is not so bad, but it's not as good as gcam. Okay, so let's leave it at that. It's not as good as gcam, but it is not bad. Okay, so the software is a classical Xiaomi software for camera. So it's kind of iPhone-ish looking, and that's fine. That's a good design of camera for me. It has some options, but you'll probably just use photo. I have to say the Pro mode is good. It has focus peaking and stuff like that. You can adjust shutter speed and whatever not. But I have to say the video on this phone is rubbish. Okay, so video maxes out at 1080p 30 frames per second. That's kind of garbage for 2022. And it's electronic image stabilization is not there, so the videos are pretty unstable. They have poor HDR, they have poor everything. I will show you later. Photos are okay. There's no zoom camera, so it zooms digitally, but what can you do? Well, what you can do is use Google Photos stabilization option and get semi-decent stabilized videos to use on your social media. Okay, now that we concluded that the video is kind of garbage, let's see what photos look like. And I can tell you they look quite decent, actually. I was surprised how good they came out, especially with gcam. I know some of you will say, oh, gcam is not Stockholm. Come on, you download the app and you install it. Nothing else. You just download the app and install it. Like WhatsApp, Facebook, everything else. You just need to enter in Google, just in Chrome, search for gcam hub. Then download the first version you see. It will work on this sensor. Okay, so few things about this camera. It can normally focus around 8 centimeters close. I will not even talk about using the dedicated 2 megapixel macro sensor because it is shit. They only put it on the phone so they can say it's quad camera setup. It's not. It is shit. Let's move on. It can zoom up to 7.5, maybe 8 centimeters. Okay. Now, photos are decent. Let's compare some photos from Google and from stock camera. Okay, so this one is from Google gcam and this one is from stock cam. As you can see, you have G1, that's for Google, S1, that's for stock camera. Much better control of everything in gcam in low light. So yeah, it's worthy to install gcam. Look at this. Less noise, bit bigger ISO, but much better photo. It's not even comparable how silly it is. When we go to the night mode on same two photos, let's see. Difference is not that big, okay, but you can still see how more natural it's gcam photos. Look at this part of car here. Let me see. Look how natural this looks. This is way all details here are lost in the shadows. So yeah, gcam for the win. But stock is not bad. Don't get me wrong. Stock is not bad. It's better than ever was on the Xiaomi's Note series. Okay. Let's see another sample in low light. So gcam, stock cam. Okay, look at this. Look how stock cam blew out everything in the background. You cannot see everything. Look how preserved everything is on gcam. So yeah, gcam for the win. I have one more on the same occasion. My watch. It's funny to even compare something like this. First of all, look at the background, how highlights are overblown here. Same thing here, it lost focus, lost everything. And damn, it used big eyes. So look at this, 2462, and it only used 652 here. So yeah, gcam for the win. Let's see some daylight shots. Where it is? Here it is. As you can see, stock cam is quite decent here. Has a bit more noise than I would like to, but during the day, very nice result with stock cam. You don't need to use gcam. You can use gcam if you want these punchy details, more realistic colors, but either way, if you're gonna process it later for social media or sharing on anything, you will get basically the same results. Okay, so I would recommend gcam in low light situations. What I want to show you is 50 megapixel sensor sample. So this is 15 megapixel photo. You can see here 15 megapixels, but I don't recommend it. It kind of looks, what did I do? It kind of looks shitty. Okay, all details lost, everything is smudged. Like, just don't use 50 megapixel shot. It's not worth it. Especially when you see the one photo is 20 megabytes in size. So yeah. Okay, let's see a few more comparisons, something like that. As you can see, English is not nearly my native language, but I'm trying to get better at it. I learned everything of English I know as child from Cartoon Network, so yeah. Pretty much same result, bit more contrast here on gcam, a bit more details preserved, I'd say. Let's see, highlights are basically the same, bit more shadows preserved on gcam than on stock cam. So in the background you can see how here you can see how gcam did way better with preserving highlights. Look at this text here, Kaltenberg, here and here. Yeah, so gcam for the win. What else can I show you? Oh, ultra wide photos. Yeah, when you see it written pixel here, it's gcam. So yeah, very nice details for ultra wide from gcam. What else? Okay, I can show you. I did astrophotography photo with gcam. I can't see, unfortunately. Let me just see EXIF. Oh, EXIF. Let's see, 60 seconds. It took 60 seconds, but it kind of works strange. It takes, I think, 10 of these 60 seconds expositions and it merges them to one. It is not sharpest photo out there, but come on, you can see stars. It's a nice photo, nice evening photo from phone. So yeah, good for you, Xiaomi and gcam and everything. Oh yeah, this I wanted to show you. This one, I believe, here, yeah. So this is ultra wide. This is 1x. You can see plenty of details, sharp photo. And this is digital 2x. I don't know, it's kind of useless. Just shoot at 1x and crop in if you need, because you will get pretty shitty details. I believe I did the same thing here. Yeah, ultra wide is actually pretty decent. It's not distorted at the edges. It works very nice. It look how this is under direct sunlight from my back. Okay, look how preserved the highlights are. They're not blown out or anything. This is 1x, maybe, yeah, and this is some zoom 2 or 3x. So yeah, don't use zoom. It's useless. Okay. Same thing. Okay. Oh, you can also see moon here. Look, come on, it's decent camera, guys. Decent camera. Okay. Is there anything else I would like to show you? Well, not much. This is also gcam. Nice details. So yeah, for everyday usage, you can use for daylight shots stock cam and gcam, and for low light I recommend gcam. To sum up the camera, good during the day, also usable during the night with gcam. Videos are garbage, but they can be made usable with the Google Photos stabilization. Pro mode is good. You can take good long exposure photos with it. 50 megapixel mode is there, but don't use it. It's shit. And I believe that's it. There's nothing more I need to tell you about this phone or camera. I can sum it up very nice. Good CPU, good hardware altogether, great screen, stereo speakers, 3.5 millimeter jack, infrared port for remote control, yeah, so decent photo. Here in Croatia it costs 1,454 kuna, I believe. Let me check that. 1,454 kuna to eur. Let me see. My internet is so slow. So 192 euros. From Samsung, in that price range, you can probably get A13. Okay, so A13. And when you see A13 compared to this one, oh, come on, it's not even funny. You get LCD here, you get AMOLED here, 60 frames, I believe, I don't care actually, 90 Hertz, up to 1000 nits brightness. Let's see the CPU. Oh, fuck off with Exynos already. So yeah, I won't even look better. You get shitty Samsung from the same price. So yeah, I recommend this phone. It's a good buy, good device, solid performance, solid camera, shitty video, but yeah, competition has nothing on it. Buy it for you. I can't use it for primary phone. Sorry, I need better video. But if I need a new phone right now and I was planning to use it for like a year, I would buy this. If some of my family members needed this phone, I would recommend it for them. So yeah, thank you for staying. If you have any recommendations how I can make my reviews or anything like that better, please put it in the comment. If you can share this, press like, I would appreciate it. I need to buy better microphone. That's what I have seen, because you can really notice my heavy breathing and stuff like that. Yeah, I will invest some money in a new microphone, and that's it for me for today. I hope you had a good time. Bye bye.